So before we start, let me tell you that these two are called console cables. One side it is RJ45, and this side it is okay RS232. So RS232 details Shutova ma'am can tell because the ma'am has done a lot of interfacing with this in her lab. আচ্ছা মনে নেই anyway. So this actually these cables can be used in so many purposes because the people who are basically having background from the architecture and all, they use this cable in a lot of areas. Okay, because there are different types of cables are there. Normally these cables are made, okay, custom made for a different purposes. So I am using a cable where one side, normally this is a cable which is very, okay, um, very much popular in the market. That is one side RS232, and you have to use a converter. If you see any particular old laptop or old desktop, you will be having this, hyper terminal. Go to Windows XP and find out that hyper terminal is there, and you connect them, and you are having hyper terminal COM port. If those who have used that old machines will be getting hyper terminal and able to connect. So this side you will be connecting with the Cisco switch or router, and other side it is connected to the hyper terminal. Okay, so that's the basic thing what we do. So here, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to connect this okay device with this uh, console cable. One side it is USB. So let's see what USB drive it takes, and this side I can't see it. I think it is back side. It's in back side. It's a router, so it will be there in the back side console cable. And recording is on. Can't see it is 0 or 1. Just a minute. হ্যাঁ, পরে ফোন করছি। হ্যাঁ 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 পরে ফোন করছি। হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে, পরে দেখে নিচ্ছি। ওকে, ওকে। Not detected the serial port. Again, I have to go and check if it is detecting the serial port or not. File new connection. Serial detected. So just wait for a few minutes. I'll be able to show it to you. I am not sure whether I'm connected to a right console or কোথায় দেখো কনসোলটা নিচেরটা না তাহলে চলছিল না কেন হুম পাওয়ার দেওয়া আছে হ্যাঁ it started so you can see the OS has started. No, again it has gone down. New connection, cancel. So I like Teratom a lot. Means it's my one of my favorite tool for connection. Yeah. No, it was working in that port, I think. When I connected to that port, it was working, I think. কিসের ম্যানুয়াল? এই ম্যানুয়ালের দরকার নেই, আমি ম্যানুয়াল সব বলে দেবো। হ্যাঁ তো লেখা আছে পেছনে না, আপনার ব্যাক সাইড ইট ইজ রিটেন। There is a console port. সেটা এক সেকেন্ড দাঁড়ান স্যার, দেখে নিচ্ছি। কনসোল পোর্ট এটা সাপোর্ট করবে। আসেনি এখন, এটা এক্ষুনি চলে আসবে আর কি। না না ড্রাইভার ইনস্টল আছে, ডিসপ্লে হয়েছে, একবার ডিসপ্লে হয়ে চলে গেছে, এই জন্য বলছি। জাস্ট ওকে। So once you get connected to this device, it might take some time. You will be having, okay. Yeah, you can see now it started actually. Yeah. Okay. So you can see the router is getting started. When it's getting started, it will first say Roman, and then after that, actually what happens is Roman mode. If you now break here and get into that Roman mode, what will happen? You can reset the router. You can take a, you just need to change the configuration register. So I'll just, once it started, I'll show you the configuration register and tell you that how to go to that reset mode and all. Okay. So let it get started. Before that, let me tell you the concept of VLAN. Today I'm going to cover something that is called VLAN. Oh, what do you mean by VLAN? Is my screen is visible? Those who are actually connected can tell me. Visible, no? Audio and everything is coming. So okay, great, great. Okay. So what is VLAN actually? VLAN is a concept. Last class I was talking about okay IP addressing, and I was telling that we can create multiple broadcast domain by splitting one network to multiple subnets. But VLAN is not a concept of network layer. It's a concept which is there in data link layer. If you talk about data link layer handles your LAN, LAN, because in LAN when you virtually split them, okay, the concept of LAN is there, and when we talk about VLAN, it's called virtual LAN. Means why it is called VLAN? Why it is called virtual LAN? Let me show you two different topologies, and then you will be able to understand why I'm calling it as a virtual LAN. So let me give you a topology before I say that. Let me. I'm just telling you. Take 2911 router and design following three LAN. I'm just taking three LAN, and this three LAN is, this is LAN 1, okay, which is 192.168.0.0 slash 24. It's a very basic concept, and those who know this, okay, just hold your horses for some time. Let's other understand the concept. So I'm having three LAN 1, LAN 2, LAN 3, and these are the three networks: 192.168.0.0, 1.0, 2.0. So what basically I'm trying to do here is I'm taking a router and I'm creating three LAN. So what is three LAN and how router can connect to three LAN? So router is basically a device. Router is basically a device which can connect to many networks, many broadcast domain. No, physically means this router one is connected to, this is for example switch one. So this is one broadcast domain. It is connected to switch two. This is another broadcast domain. This is switch three. This is a broadcast domain. A VLAN concept I am not telling. I am just telling you that router is connected to three different switch. So what I am going to do is here I am going to design this entire show. This is a router. I will show you here also. So 2911 I am taking it here. So this is my 2911 router. I always love to use the name of the router as BWU, Brainware University, and the three switches, and they all are connected to three different interfaces. So let's connect it like this. Okay. So this is connected to, for example, gigaport 01. This is also connected to gigaport 01. This is also, for example, let's connect to gigaport 01. So this is three LAN. So three networks, three LAN. This Brainware University router is connected to three LAN: switch 0, switch 1, and switch 2. Three LAN it is connected. When it is connected to three LAN, you need to, okay, find out three gateway. Each and every network should have a gateway. So what is gateway? My question is, okay, the one who are certified, please don't answer. You know, what is gateway? Gateway is nothing but IP address. You say that, sir, what IP address? Any IP address in that range. So you say that, sir, I will be giving IP address as 192.168.0.100 as a gateway. You can give it. It's not that you have to give the first IP or last IP. You can give any IP address as a gateway, and you have to make sure that that become a gateway of the network. So whenever you configure the network, that gateway need to be specified. For example, if my router is connected to this particular port, and this particular port is 192.168.0.100, so 100 is the IP address of the gateway. So you have to specify that 100. There should not be any conflict. So that 100 IP address, if you make this as a gateway, it has to be okay. Told everyone that this is the gateway. So today you decide that this is the gate. You close that gate and you make this. There is a some gate and you are making this as a gate. So you have to tell everyone this is the gate. Not this one is the gate. So you change the gateway. You can change the gateway. There is a concept of multiple gateway. For example, in a network, you are having a network is connected to 2-3 routers. So you can create 2-3 gateway. Then you have to specify which is your default gateway. Otherwise, network is very confused. So if you tell this room has 3 gates, you have to specify that when you come in the morning, you come by this gate. So this is incoming gateway. You go by this gate. Okay, so when you have multiple gateway concept, we do a lot of load balancing. Okay, one-way traffic. So if you go to Kolkata, different places, one-way lekhas. One-way, why it is written? Because this is the road by which you have to come. You can't go this way. So gateway is basically sometimes gateway load balancing and other concepts are basically there so that you can make the or manage the traffic in a better way. So a router, you can have a multiple router. For example, a network where 3 routers are there. So you are making 3 gateways and you are specifying that some traffic will go by this particular route, some traffic will go by this particular route, and you can also make a configuration that they negotiate among the routers to make you that which one will go, then which will become a default gateway. I will not tell you, but I just give a hint. 3 physical gateway will be there, but you have to make a virtual gateway. And that for that there is a different concept of VLBP, HSRP, those we have studied that. So you have to make a virtual gateway. The virtual gateway will tell you, the configuration is such that virtual gateway will tell you that which is a physical gateway. Because in a network you cannot have multiple gateway configured. So you have to configure a virtual gateway, and virtual gateway will tell you that which is the road. So that's traffic management you have to do. So traffic engineering again is a different concept. So we'll start asking. So in a network, whenever I am deciding a gateway, gateway is nothing but a IP address. So which IP address will be gateway? Any IP address which will be connected to the router. Means if you type IP config. So for example, if I go and type IP config here, IP config, I get 3 things. Okay. So sorry, I'm having a lot of virtual. Okay, I get 3 things. One is basically called IP address, one is called subnet mask, and one is called default gateway. This gateway needs to be specified. This IP address is telling me how I am going to connect to the other networks. So in that router, if I'm creating 3 networks, so this is one gateway, this is one gateway, and this is one gateway. So what is happening that this gateway need to, and they know each other, so that one packet is traffic is coming from here should be redirected to this particular network once I am looking for any device inside this network. So that is basically there, and router is helping you to do this, and this is called default routing. You don't have to do anything, routing configuration should not be done here. But once you have multiple router 1 is connected to router 2, router 1 is connected to router 3. When you have multiple routers, then you have to specify kind of routing protocols that whether it is a static protocol, dynamic protocol, and all will stay. If I can cover it today, I will cover it. Otherwise, I'll cover it next day, tomorrow. Okay. Now, since I'm having default routing, so I have to configure that default gateway all the network. Okay. Here I'll take a server and I will configure the IP address. I'll actually take a DHCP server, and that DHCP server will cater services to allocate IP address for the all the networks. So today I will also cover a DHCP server which will be common for all the three networks. Okay. So let me take a DHCP server also. Let me take a DHCP server. So this server will be actually as a DHCP server, and accordingly this will cater the service of the need of all the IP addresses in the network. So this is my topology, and then later stages I will configure. So meanwhile, I am sure this is ready. I think this is ready. So my router is somewhat ready. So when I take a new router, it asks me here also, if you go and click on the router, go to the CLI mode, it is asking something that would you like to, okay, enter the initial configuration. If you say yes, it will give you a wizard. Next, 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 next. Never go for this. You always type no and come. Never type yes. Always do no, and you will get the basic configuration modes. Sorry. So here also I will type no, and I will come back to a basic configuration mode. What happened? This is okay. Now, what is there in OS? There are few things which I would like to show it to you. First, you type show version, you will get the version. The entire operating system version. You can see that Cisco is having Cisco iOS. So this is the file sys 2900 universal. This is a K9 router having some security feature M9 bin. This bin file. What you can do, you delete the bin file and download a latest operating system, copy paste, and you read that particular latest one, because there are two things. One is called chassis. For example, you purchase a laptop or desktop, you have a chassis, the hard disk and all those things. On top of that, you are having operating system. Okay. So the operating system need to be there. Why? Because you need to interact with the device. Otherwise, if there is no operating system, then you will not be able to interact with the device. So Cisco iOS is there, which is having some version. So you can see that this version comes with the basic features. Okay, it is written how much RAM, how much, what is the license. So it is serial number, license, everything is visible. If you type that command show version, you will be able to see that. Okay, and where the file is there, if you type dir flash, you will be able to get this file. This is the operating system file. You go and delete that file, copy paste. You can take the backup. Okay, once we have a time, we can also take how to take a backup, because you can have to take a TFTP server and you can take a backup. Okay. Now you are in a which mode? Global configuration mode. Acha. There is something that is called configuration register. Let me show it to you. There is something called configuration register. This is 2102. Sorry, 2142. So if you, this reset mode. 2102 is the default one. Just a minute. Just a minute. No, no, someone has tampered with this. Okay. So 2142 is a configuration register which is there in recovery mode. So the router always switch on, it will be always in a recovery mode. Okay, so I'm just little surprised why it is there in. So what will happen if you save it to 0 into 2142? The router is always in a mode factory reset mode. So whenever I am having a router which the password is not there or not accessible, what do? We normally go to the Roman one, the starting one. Then we go to that configuration register and change it to 2142, take a backup, and then we can reset. So you say that it's a vulnerable. Yeah, The physical device, if I can get access, okay, so I can do anything. Like university has given me a laptop and the password is locked. What I will do, I'll go to a mode and change the entire password. There are a lot of tools are there. Try to unofficial. Okay, anyway, just let me pause it beyond the recording. So coming back to the recording mode. So why? Because whenever you are having the console port access, whether it is having a console port password, whether it is an admin password, it is a super admin password, at the end of the day, it is all mine because you have handed over the device to me. Okay. So last time we had purchased some devices and it was locked. Came from the Cisco, it was locked. My IT team was telling in Neoti University, it is locked. I said, don't worry, it will be configured. So I didn't tell them that how it is configured, I configured them. So last time when I was coming, they said, sir, where is the password? I said, set it. Okay. Once you have a console port, don't ask for the password. If someone is asking for the password, then he doesn't know how to play around with the device or router. If you have given a physical device and that device, if it is a password lock and if you cannot break that password, then you should know how to do it. So to do that, you have to go to the safe mode. Yeah, if you don't, how many of you have cleared RHEL Red Hat certified exam? The first question is RHEL is get into a device where you don't have a password. So my first time when I was giving a RHEL exam, first time I failed. I was totally shocked what is happening. Next time I said, okay, thank you very much. Started writing the code. I went to that, okay, whatever Grab, Lilo, whatever bootloader is there, I play around with the bootloader. So that's, you can play with the kernel, bootloader, set everything. Then change the init mode. Those who have played with the init mode, go to the init 1, init 2, init 3, init 6. So it's very, very good. Written in C code, you know how to write a code, you will be able to do. You will be able to do everything with the device until unless you know it. Means if you know it, there is nothing you can stop you to change and set the password, whether it is a Linux machine. People used to tell Linux machine is very secure. I said, thank you very much. So there are ways, you should know where to go that bootloader. If you get that bootloader, it is done. Means see, operating system, if you get into the operating system, so this in Cisco, I am trying to tell you that once you able to set 0 into 2142. So by default is 0 into 2102 normal. Abnormal router গুলো নয়, normal router হচ্ছে 02102. So if I change, how to change? I'm not saving it. I'll come do it again. So config C, you have to type configuration register. Config register and make the value as 0 into 2102. This is the default value. Now router is in normal mode. So don't tell us whether the router was in abnormal mode. No, it was in a factory reset mode. So whenever the router will switch on, it will ask for whether you want to start the configuration, yes or no. Now if I save this router and if I give a password, then again you have to reset the router. Okay. So the faculty members who has done it with a lot of effort, I don't want to dishearten, and okay, made it 2142. Okay. So it's in 2142. Next time it will reset. I saved but it will not work. Okay. So what is happening when I save something? There are two files in any device. Okay. One is called running configuration file and one is called startup configuration file. So whenever you start any device, whatever written in your startup configuration file. So whatever you are doing, okay, whatever you are doing, whatever configuration you are doing, it is not saved until unless you write a write command or you write a command copy run to start. So you write a command, okay, you go to the mode, you go to this mode, you go to this mode where it should be in privilege execution mode. You write this command WR. WR means write, WRIT. I am always writing a short form. So whenever you are writing a short form, let me tell you. For example, you write WR, right? So what is the full command? Use tab. Press tab, it will give you full command. Okay, so write is the command. So once you write, or you write something that is copy running configuration to startup configuration. This is the command. So it will ask you destination file name, you enter, and you will be able to save whatever running configuration is there will be saved to that startup configuration file. So next time whatever you have configured will be loaded with that configurations. Okay. So last class what we have covered was basic router configuration. That is, how to change the host name, how to change the password, username, and all. So today let me tell you that how to give the IP addresses and how to give the IP addresses. I'm having three interfaces. So I'll be typing enable config t, then I'll write interface gigaport 00, then I will give IP address 192.168.0.1. I'm taking 0.1 as a default gateway, 255.255.255.0, and after that I can see that all the ports are shut down. So what I'll write, no shutdown, no shut, and by this particular way I'll be able to configure all the ports of the router. Okay. So first you make a configuration in this particular fashion. Okay. The best part is I always write in this particular fashion. Copy and paste. So copy, control C, go to the router, go to the console, paste it. That's it. Done. Once you once you go and see the topology, it's all on. My network is on. You wanted to see it in the real router, copy and paste it. Okay. You see. Okay, sorry, this is not a 2911 router, so it has two interfaces anyway. So how to check what are the interfaces are there? Go to end, type show IP, sorry, show IP int brief. Show commands are there, so it will tell you that what are the interfaces are there. So what do you mean by gigaport Ethernet or okay fast Ethernet? This is according to the speed. Normal Ethernet up to 100 Mbps. Then gigaport Ethernet. This support of 10 up to 10? No, it doesn't support up to 10. So there are latest router which support up to 10, 25. Okay, and when it is there, you will be getting that it is written 10 gigaport. It is writing 25 gigaport, 10, 25, all those things are there. Okay, so there are terabyte Ethernets also. So gigaport Ethernet is, I'm considering that this interface is having a faster connections. So once you connect fiber optical cable also, that will also show you, okay, as a gigaport Ethernet. Okay, so why so? লাগিয়ে দেখেছেন স্যার আপনারা মানে ফাইবার অপটিক্যাল কেবলে ফাইবার লেখা থাকে না, ইথারনেটই লেখা থাকে, টেরাবাইট ইথারনেট কেন? Okay. না মানে এটা ভুল না ঠিক, একটু কনফিউশন তো না। আমি আমি করছি, দাঁড়ান আমি যাচ্ছি ফিজিক্যালি। আচ্ছা, ব্রেনওয়্যার ইউনিভার্সিটি করে দিই এটাকে BWU, নাহলে ব্রেনওয়্যার ইউনিভার্সিটি দুঃখ পাবে। ফিজিক্যাল মোডে গেলাম, জুম করলাম, সবকটাকে আমি এসএপি মডিউল লাগিয়ে দিলাম। ঠিক আছে, এসএপি মডিউল লাগানোর পর এইগুলোকে লাগাতে হবে। পরের দিন আমি এনে দেখাবো আপনাদের ওই কিভাবে গিগাপোর্ট মডিউলে অ্যাটাচ করা হয়, সিঙ্গেল মোড মাল্টিপল। আমার কাছে বাড়িতে আছে, আমি বাড়িতে বসে দিন ট্রেনিং ফেনিং করাতাম বলে রেখে দিয়েছি। আচ্ছা, এবার আমি টাইপ করছি। হ্যাঁ, শো আইপি INT ব্রিফ গিগাপোর্ট ইথারনেট দেখাচ্ছে। এই চারটে ইন্টারফেস কিন্তু আমার ফাইবার ইন্টারফেস। সি when this they have designed this port, you can say bug, but I will not say bug. They have used that, whether it is using the module, but in serial it shows serial. No, but it should be gigaport. হ্যাঁ স্যার বলুন। হ্যালো, চারটে, চারটে কটা থেকে আছে? আমি আজকে ওই ওই এফডিবিটা নিচ্ছি তো, তো আমি কালকে জয়েন করে যাব। ঠিক আছে, ঠিক আছে। না আপনি মানে শিডিউল করুন, আমি কিন্তু এসে জয়েন করে যাব। ঠিক আছে, কালকে আপনি সেকেন্ড হাফে রাখছেন না ফার্স্ট হাফে রাখছেন? সেকেন্ড হাফে, তাহলে আমি আজকে ট্রেনিং সেশনটা আজকে শেষ করে আবার নেক্সট উইকে নেবো। ঠিক আছে, তাহলে কালকে আছে তো? তাহলে কালকে, ওকে, ঠিক আছে, তাহলে কালকে আমি আপনাদের ওই সেশনে জয়েন করে যাবো। ওকে, ওকে, ওকে। টুমরো উই আর হ্যাভিং সাম সেশন, সো টুমরো আই এম নট টেকিং এনি সেশন। আমাদের এখন প্লেসমেন্ট নিয়ে প্রচুর চলছে আর কি। সরি টু